This webinar is brought to you by Lifestyle Hub Asset Model. Powered by The Hub Academy.
All right, good evening, my friends, and thank you so much for creating time to join me again this evening. Okay, so I'll be sharing again this evening some of the little knowledge I've been able to gather over my years of experience as an entrepreneur and, of course, as a life coach, trainer. Okay, as I always like to start, please ensure you have your P square. Okay, you know what your P square is? Your pen and paper. So I've got my pen, I've got my paper, okay, so that I can use to do what, to jot one or two things I just don't want to forget. You know why? Don't ever overrate your brains, okay? You know why? Too many distractions in our lives. So if you just, oh, I'm going to remember this tip from Abioye, trust me, before night you will forget. Okay, so just try to jot along. It's something I typically like to request that you do. Of course, my name is Abioye, and I'm speaking this evening again from the corporate headquarters of Lifestyle Asset Hub Limited, a company I'm so passionate about, of course, a company where I work every day. So this evening, I'll be talking about the power of desire. Okay, I'll be talking about what? The power of desire. Okay, nobody achieves greatness without the desire to achieving that very goal. Okay, so my question now for you this evening is, do you have the desire for greatness? I might interest you all to note that the word desire is one of the most abused words in the world. You know why? Most people say, oh, Abioye, I desire to be this. But guess what? They are not ready to pay the price to bring about the actualization of their desires. Okay, because you don't just say it by mouth. Okay, so like somebody was saying to me some few years ago that, oh, Abioye, I really wish, or I want to be like you. I said, no, first thing, don't try to be like me. Try to be a better version of me. But first, are you ready to give up this, for example? Are you ready to do this and this, to bring that your desire to life? Okay, so now let me ask you, have you ever wondered why some people failed despite of their potentials? Okay, have you ever even asked yourself, because there was a period I was asking myself, Abioye, with all your potentials, why are you not achieving this? And people and others are achieving it. Okay, it all falls, okay, it all starts and ends on what? Desire. Okay, and the day I redefined, okay, the day I redefined my desire and my daily activities, trust me, my life officially changed that day. Okay, so it's very important, okay, that we understand what the word desire means, and of course, what we are desirous, okay, of giving up, so that that desire of ours can come to pass. You know why? Desire fuels success. Okay, your desire fuels your success. Okay, so that's why I always say to people, before you sleep, plan for tomorrow. Because once you have a plan for tomorrow, you wake up strong, you wake up happy, and you wake up what? Motivated. Okay, so I would like to give about 4 or 5 tips to sustaining your desire. So I'm sure you all know what your desires are, for example. What are your aspirations, the things you really desire? You are so desirous of achieving something. Okay, now, first thing we've all got to do is that if we are serious about achieving our desires, it is very important that you do 5 things every day about your desires. Okay, one of the episodes I spoke about the law of 5s. Okay, and John Maxwell originally invented out the law of 5s. And it says that if you want to achieve greatness in your field, if you want to achieve greatness in your career, you've got to do 5 things every day about your desires. Okay, now let's say, for example, you work in a bank, okay, as a salesperson, okay, and you've got this target, okay, to achieving, let's say, 10 billion naira per quarter or per month. Okay, and they said that if you can achieve 10 billion per quarter, you are going to be promoted, okay, to becoming an assistant manager. And you've always desired to be an assistant manager at your bank. So being an assistant manager is the goal, okay? It's something you are working towards. So now to achieve a 10 billion target, for example, you don't just achieve it overnight. One customer will never come, okay, and just give you 10 billion naira, okay, as a single deposit to achieving your goals. No, it will never work that way. Or maybe 1 out of 5,000 possibly. Of course, it's possible, but it's not something, it's not a regular achievement. So what I simply like, you've got to do something every day. Okay, like I shared with us some few days ago about my own five things I do every day. I read every day. So it's very important that we understand this fact. So I read every day. Okay, I write every day. Okay, because I've got an annual journal I publish. Okay, by next month I will be going to press to produce what? The 2019 day plan and daily reflection. So for me to achieve that, I've got to write every day. I've got to write something about those reflections every day. So I read every day, I write every day, I prospect every day. Okay, you do know why I have to prospect every day? Because if I don't sell, I will go hungry. Okay, so I've got to sell. That's why I said the other day that people that don't like to sell are poor people. Poor people don't like to sell. Rich people are rich because they understand the power of selling. So if you have a company you are running, for example, you must learn how to do what? To sell your services and your products in a very consultative manner. So I read every day, I write every day, I prospect every day, okay? And of course, I do what? I teach every day. There's hardly any day I don't teach. I've got to teach every day because I do that deliberately to do or to build my mental capacity. Just the way, if you want to do that, just do a replay of today's broadcast, for example, and teach exactly what I'm doing now to somebody, to your team members, for example. At the end of the day, you end up becoming a better person. Then the other day, I didn't share my fifth, but I will share today. Do you know my fifth, the 15 I do every day? Guess what? I fantasize every day. For me, I believe in the power of fantasy. Okay, what I'm doing now was a fantasy. Okay, I had 2 phobias in life. Okay, 2 major. Okay, three actually. One was the fear of poverty. Okay, which I've effectively overcome because I've built my mindset to the point I know that poverty can't be my concern because I know exactly what to do to kill and defeat poverty. Okay, the second was driving. I thought I would never have the ability to drive because I was just so scared. Guess what the third one was? Public speaking. Because I couldn't just stand in front of people to talk. I was so introverted. Okay, even people felt I had a very low self-esteem. But in the course of time, I was able to overcome these phobias. So I fantasize every day. So everything I want to achieve, I always fantasize. For example, I pioneered a revolution called the lifestyle of real estate model, for example. It was a fantasy about 5 years ago. So for me, I fantasize, but guess what? After the fantasy, I now wake up and say to myself, Abioye, what have you got to do to bring this fantasy to life? So you've got to stay positive. So you've got to do 5 things. So I don't know what your field is. So you've got to do 5 things about your desires every day. Okay? The second one is that you've got to have a positive attitude. You've got to think positive every day. You've got to think about the solutions to your problems and not thinking about your problems every day. Because the more you think about your problems, the more you weigh yourself down emotionally and the more it kills your desires. So you've got to have a positive attitude. There are some people, I chat with them, oh, how are you? They will just start talking about all their problem. They are always negative. They will not even say fine first. They will say, I'm not fine. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. No, you've got to have a positive attitude. And for you to achieve your desires as an entrepreneur, you've got to go to the marketplace with a positive attitude. One of the greatest law of entrepreneurship is that never let your prospect to know that you've got a problem. You know why? Nobody wants to do business with people that have problems. It's tough. It's unfortunate, but that is life. Okay, because at the end of the day, you only owe yourself success, not me, not anybody. You owe yourself, like the way I owe myself success. Okay, it's very important. We understand it. So you've got to be positive. Every day you step out. See, sometimes I will have certain personal issues, but guess what? I will stand in front of people, make my presentations, and they won't feel I'm the happiest man in the world. But I've got my problem. Probably I will go home and cry and then think about the solutions so that I won't have to cry over that same problem again. Okay, so your positive attitude to life is very key. If not, those desires will never eventually come to pass. And that is not what you want. Okay, so I want to encourage you, don't focus on your problems, but focus on the solutions to your problems. It's very key you understand this. Okay, so I always ensure that I focus on my problems, because those problems will always keep coming. But guess what? You need to kill those problems. If not, they will kill your desires. Okay, like I always say, for every challenge you overcome, the better and the wealthier you will become. Like Jim Rohn taught us, don't wish for less challenge, wish for more skills. Okay, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Learn to discipline your disappointment. All these together can help you create a great mindset you require to bring in that desire of yours to life. The third tip I have for you to sustain your desire for greatness is you've got to be true to yourself. Okay? If you are lazy, you need to tell yourself that, Abioye, you are so lazy. Okay? See, but John Maxwell spoke about the Bob principle, that if everybody say Bob is bad, okay, 10 people at the same time saying that something is wrong with Bob, then Bob has got to go back home and ask himself that what is really wrong with me? Is something really wrong with me? Okay, so you've got to be true. Don't ever deceive yourself. Don't create excuses for yourself. Okay, so you've got to work on yourself. Like Jim Rohn taught us, work more on yourself than your job. Because once you're a better person, trust me, you have better content. And once you stand in front of your prospect, your first 2 minute conversation with them will help you out. Okay, so it's very key. It's very important. Okay, it's very important that you are what? That you are true to yourself. So be true to yourself, be sincere. So I want you to go back home today and do an evaluation of yourself. Okay, like I shared in one of the episodes, do a self-SWOT analysis of yourself. So you ask yourself 4 questions. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the threats to achieving my desires? And what are the opportunities around me that can help me achieving my desires? So please ask yourself these 4 questions today and do a self-evaluation. Okay. Then the fourth tip to maintaining or achieving your desires is that you've got to have an elevator's pitch for your business and for yourself. What is an elevator's pitch? It's just a sales principle that helps you to introduce yourself and what you do in just one single statement. Just imagine you are in the elevator of Transcorp Hilton Abuja, and just one man is in the elevator with you, and you just looked up, and that man was the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the man asks you, what do you do? That is not the time for stories. That is the time to activate your 1 minute or 30-second elevator speech. I remember when I used to work for a great company, went to leadership training. Okay, we had the franchise for John Maxwell leadership trainings in Nigeria. And people always ask me, so what do you do? I was the head of business development there. I would just simply say, oh, we do leadership training. People just look at, oh, leader. I don't even need to be a leader. What is leadership training? So I was struggling until I developed a unique elevator speech. People ask me, oh, Abia, what do you do in your company? I will simply say, we help organizations to make money. They'll say, oh, really? How do you achieve that? By helping them train, okay, by helping them train their most important assets. So, who are my important assets? Your people. So how do you achieve that? By helping them build their leadership and emotional intelligence skills. Simple. Okay, so you've got to have a great elevator speech. Once you activate it every day, it helps you or it takes you closer to your desires. Okay? Then number 5 for today, you've got to have a mentor. Okay? It's very important you have a mentor. And when you have a mentor, you must have that humility factor to learn from your mentor. I have mentors, just as you have mentees. Okay, so for every aspect of your life that will aid your desire, there must be somebody you report to. See, let me say this to you. Everybody reports to somebody. Anybody that does not report to anybody is not a responsible person. Everybody has got his own mentor. Even the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has his own mentor. Everybody has got his own mentor. So I want to encourage you, and the fastest way to achieving your desire is to ensuring that you've got a mentor and have the desire to serve your mentor also. You know why? Because service to many will always create greatness for you. Then finally for today, you've got to re-engineer your mind. Most people don't achieve their desires. You know why? Because their mind is very weak. See, let me say this to you. Your body is the slave to your mind. Okay? Your body simply reflects your mind. Okay? If you have a strong mind, your body reacts immediately. Okay? So you can imagine somebody has a desire, for example, to building a very successful business. And this person is so in his mind, in his thoughts, everything, he has not even read at least one book in his industry. Okay, so you've got to re-engineer your mind. And one of the smartest ways to re-engineer your mind is to listen to great authors. Like today, I started with what? With the audio training by Matt Morris. So you've got to re-engineer your mind. You've got to work on your subconscious mind. Okay, because you see people desire greatness. Okay, but guess what? They are not ready to do the work. Most time when people come to me and say, oh, Abioye, I need you to mentor me. I need you to do this for me. You know what I typically do? I give them assignment. Okay, and it's only 1 out of 20 that typically comes back. So the simple truth is that a lot of people desire success, but most people are not ready for success. Okay, so you've got to ensure that you have a strong mind, you are positive in you have a positive mindset, you see possibilities. You don't just criticize any opportunity that comes your way. You take time to analyze the opportunity and decide if it is in line with your desire or not. And if it's not, discard it. Okay, so what are your desires? For example, do you desire, for example, let me do a quick case study. A lot of people have this desire to own a home of their own, for example, but guess what? They are not even ready to raise a finger to making it happen. How does that work? Now, let me show you a picture. Now, let me say this to you. If you want to achieve your desires, what are those things? Let's say you have a desire to drive in a wonderful car. Go on Google Image, print out that car, paste it by your bedside. Okay, if you have a desire to owning a home of your own, go online, check out the kind of homes you love, print them out. There is power in picture. Now, let me show you something. Now, can you see this, everybody? Can you see this? How many of us watching me right now desire this? Okay, what I have in my hand, okay, it's a 4-bedroom terrace duplex apartment. Okay, on the ground floor is where you have a general lounge, okay, a guest room, and a BQ, and of course a sizable kitchen. Okay, now on the first floor is where you have the private lounge, where you have just you and your family recreate. Okay, then you have 2 rooms on the first floor and a small library for your children. Then of course on the second floor is where you have this penthouse. This penthouse you are looking at, okay, where you have a standard room and a small lounge where you can have private meetings with some of your close business associates. Now, what you see here is what we call at Lifestyle Hub a family recreational viewpoint, where you can recreate, have a snooker board, have a canopy, for example, okay, where you can recreate with you and your family. You have a naming ceremony, a birthday party, you can easily get it done here. Now, just imagine this. being yours. I'm sure virtually everybody watching me, you desire this. But guess what? Not everybody that desires this is ready to do the work to making this happen. Okay, so at Lifestyle, for example, we simply help people to achieving this desire of owning a home of their own. Okay, whereby we provide people with affordable access to luxury apartment like this. Okay, but of course, there are certain sweat equity required to making this happen. Okay, so for example, if you desire this, trust me, you can own it. So if you desire this, I say to you, please visit our website. It's lifestyleassetup.com. Okay, lifestyleassetup.com. Then of course, we work with you to ensuring that you achieve your desire of doing what? Of owning a luxury terrace apartment of your own. Okay, but guess what? It doesn't just stop at desire. So once you desire something, you've got to do the work. Okay, so by way of summary, let me quickly summarize 6 tips to sustaining your desire. Number 1, do 5 things every day about those desires of yours. You've got to have a very positive attitude. Okay, you've got to be true to yourself. You've got to have a mentor. You've got to have an elevator pitch to explain and articulate your desires to people. Okay, then of course, you've got to re-engineer your mind. As I always like to end, please ensure you plan for tomorrow, today. Okay, so before you sleep tonight, ensure you plan for tomorrow. Trust me, it helps tomorrow to be more productive for you. So all I wish you is what? Success and greatness. Thank you so very much, and God bless you.